Hello world, you're watching 80s Music Twin Ranked. I'm Joel.
I'm Chris.
And today we're talking about the 80s group Led Zeppelin. No, the 70s.
70s, yeah.
They did have one song that ranked in the 80s. Alright, so let's get gruesome right away.
Gruesome?
Gruesome. Okay, so we got a lot of bands. Obviously, you know, we're in the 80s music. We're coming across a lot of bands that have dead people in it, right? Go back 10 years more, you're going to have even more death. So let's just get the death out of the way. Led Zeppelin supposedly has the best drummer in the world, right? Do you agree?
No, Neil Peart.
Neil Peart. Okay, so let's go there. Dead drummers. So there's one. Rush has Neil Peart, dead. Another good band, Led Zeppelin, John Bonham, dead. The Who, Keith Moon died 2 years before John Bonham, dead. And the Rolling Stones, a really good band from the 70s.
Charlie Watts. Yeah, he just died last year.
So, are there any more dead drummers?
Yeah, there are a lot of dead drummers.
I mean, that are known. So that's
I thought you were going to, I mean, you said gruesome. We could get gruesome by how they named their band.
How did they name it?
Okay, so they're going to be called the New Yardbirds.
Okay, because Jimmy Page and Jeff Beck were in it together, right? They were in it together.
Yeah.
For some reason, Jeff Beck didn't move on.
So they had all this. They put it out. They record music.
Okay.
And they didn't know it. They didn't know if it was any good. So they were going, we'll just put it on and see what happens. And somebody would be like, "Yeah, well, that's gonna go as well as that. It'll go. It's gonna go down just like a lead balloon." And somebody said, "Oh, like a Led Zeppelin," because British.
The
Hindenburg. So
crashed and burned in.
So I said, "Oh, Led Zeppelin." And like, oh, this is hey, what's your name? And so. And the first album does have a picture of the Hindenburg on fire.
Okay. I guess that's gruesome. Oh, the humanity.
Yeah, so the humanity.
Okay.
This generation probably has never heard of that anyways.
Right. History is like not popular anymore.
Right.
And if it is,
neither is
gotta get rid of it and change it.
Go on and see the videos.
Right.
What's 23 plus 77? Is it 107?
No, it's 100, you idiot. Okay, so just a month ago, September 25th, depending when we put this out, September was the anniversary for the death of John Bonham.
Okay.
So he died in, 1980, September 25th.
Yeah, similar to Keith Moon.
Yeah, he apparently was drinking vodka all night. And didn't have any drugs, just the vodka.
Yeah, alcohol poisoning.
Right. Okay, and I had thought he had choked on his own vomit. I think that's what it said. He might have, spit up and then choked on it. That's gruesome. Disgusting. Okay, well, let's get to Led Zeppelin anyways. Okay, so we already get the drummers. Supposedly he's the best drummer. I can't believe people think he's the best drummer. I even had watching a drum solo. 17 minutes it says epic drum solo and I'm watching it. It doesn't sound like anything different than what I would do on my drums, right?
Neil Peart's drum solos he had them planned out.
Yeah, he did.
And I think John Bonham's drum solo was just him banging on drums.
Really? That could explain it. But, I mean, not only this, how does this make it better? Okay, there was one point where he actually puts his sticks down and he's playing his drum set like bongos. That doesn't impress me. And I'm like, my wife, she's here, and I'm like, supposedly this is one of the best drum solos. She's like, I'm listening to it. No, it's not. And she's not a musician or anything, but other people in the real world can see. It's like they take the name and they're so enthralled with the name that it doesn't matter what they do.
It might have been one of the first. Well, no, you can't say like Buddy Rich and all them, but that was different. But for a band that was in a concert, it might have been one of the first, maybe.
That he did drum solos. Yeah, did Ringo Starr ever do drum solos?
Probably not. He's a pretty good drummer.
But yeah. But even then, you watch.
I would say he plays.
You watch the videos. He has the simple set. It's like snare drum, one tom-tom, the bass, and that's it. See how big can your drum solo be there? So we'll give this. Neil Peart had a lot more drums to work with. He had them surrounding him. Okay, so let's get to Led Zeppelin. We said, Chris said anyways, last week that older stuff is better than the newer stuff.
Yeah.
So
I got some good
and
stuff from the old, but yeah, mostly I like the new stuff.
so how percentage wise in our top 10, how many songs might come from the top 4 of the first 4 albums?
20%.
20%? Which means 2?
2, yeah.
It's too high.
That's too
One, and it's not one you voted for the top 10. So yeah, it's once you get past maybe that's why they named it LZ Led Zeppelin 1, 2, 3, 4 because nothing special.
They started like Chicago.
Yeah. So they're
Naming a number.
Granted, they have a lot of recognizable songs. I'm gonna put them as recognizable. Doesn't mean it's stuff you actually want to hear on the radio. But going through each one, Led Zeppelin 1 has 3 songs that are recognizable. Some that you're like,
go ahead, Neil.
Oh, that's Led Zeppelin.
Let's hear it.
Good times, bad.
Let's hear it. Good times, bad times.
Communication breakdown.
Yeah, communication. I liked that song when I first heard it. I got the box set, which had a lot, pretty much their whole.
And a song that everyone thinks is really good, but it's depressing. Dazed and Confused, which is a movie title.
Yeah, with Ben Affleck and Matthew McConaughey.
I think there's a few songs that have movie titles, like Black Dog. I don't know this.
Patrick Stewart, yeah.
Patrick
Swayze. That plays the
Also
trumpet.
dead. Okay, then the next one, Led Zeppelin 2. I will give this to you. I think Led Zeppelin 2 might be the second best album when it comes to hits, because there's like 6. Obviously, the Whole Lot of Love. And when you listen to Whole Lot of Love, I say that's where Neil Peart got By Tour and the Snow Dog.
And I saw that middle section where
Right.
was them turning knobs and all sorts of stuff and playing around.
Maybe, but that's annoying because you got Robert Plant going,
like he's about to sneeze.
how is that? I'll make that a song appealing.
And then there's the one part where it sounds like a balloon being stretched.
Yeah. And we saw him play Ramble On. That's on this album. That's a pretty good song. The Moby Dick, which is nothing but a drum solo, right? And Heartbreaker. Those I would say the best. But there's 6 ones we know. Third album comes along, and they change format, right? Everything's supposed to be country sounding, except for Immigrant Song. So that's their only good song. Question for you: which is their worst album? Would you say it's that or Presence?
Presence is pretty bad. I think it was their worst overall.
It's only got one good song, Nobody's Fault But Mine, and that is it. Okay. Number 4. Well, no, that was Immigrant Song. That's 4. Did I skip one? No, that was Led Zeppelin 3 had the Immigrant Song. Sorry. Supposedly had 4 hits, but the others were like Going to California, which is supposedly good, but it's like just acoustic.
Yeah, well, they have a lot of acoustic songs.
But, okay, so their best, actually, so I would change that. 2's pretty good. 4's pretty good too, right? 4 is probably their best known.
Yeah, 4.
Is that their biggest
somebody call it Zoso, but it's actually untitled.
Is it their best-selling album?
I don't think so. I think maybe their
that's the one.
Physical Graffiti, I would say.
That's the one, but that's the one that has Stairway to Heaven, Black Dog, Been a Long Time Since You Rock and Roll, When the Levee Breaks, which everyone thinks is an awesome song. I listen to. I'm like, it's long.
Yeah, it's kind of a remake too.
And the one I like best on that is Misty Mountain Hop.
And
Based on that, let me just tell you.
What did you think? When you look and tell me what you see.
You know what? Yeah, it's his voice is bland. Okay, they are the '70s version of Loverboy, though.
Okay.
Every song does have a different pattern to it. Nothing sounds the same, does it?
No,
And they really know how to start songs.
Yeah,
They're immediately recognizable.
Yeah, you can recognize them, and they don't sound like something else of theirs either.
Right. Okay. So, by the way, our only Weird Al connection is with Black Dog. if you've heard their Weird Al song "Trapped in a Drive-Thru," or if you watch the video even, and he says he had the wife turn on the radio, Black Dog comes on. Of course, this is why Led Zeppelin, you can only take them in short stints, is because she ended up with a headache after listening to it. You can get a headache and listen to Led Zeppelin, says me. Okay, number 5 has Dire Maker, The Ocean, Dancing Days.
It's not Dire Maker.
What is
It's
it?
Jamaica.
Jamaica?
Jamaica.
Okay. And it
Like
starts,
Jamaica, sort of. But
it starts,
yeah.
and it's got that different sound. It's got the start with the drums. Is that, it's like a steel guitar or something?
Yeah. Oh.
Right. Dancing Days, and then Over the Hills and Far Away, which that one I hear on.
Dancing Days are here.
Yeah. But I hear Over the Hills and Far Away all the time now. It used to be House of the Holy. It switched to this one.
Yeah, that guitar part, that's probably where they got the Ship of Fools.
And the
Yeah.
and the ending is weird. I mean, it's like 30 seconds long, where it's just. I was like, what is that sound? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. You can, some songs you can identify by their last note, not the first note. Okay, then the next one, six, which is funny. So number 5 is called Houses of the Holy.
Right, and 6 has the song called House of the Holy,
6
right.
has the song.
They had it done, but they didn't put it on the album.
So that's Physical Graffiti. Would that be the one you buy?
It's a double album, yes.
Okay, I would buy Physical.
Because it has Cashmere, and I love that song.
So we would buy Physical Graffiti. I think Cash. Okay.
Yeah, Cashmere has that sound like a cello part where it's like do 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 do, not a guitar.
And I think there's a name
It
for
keeps
that.
going, the same pattern over and over.
When it goes do 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 do, when it even though it dropped, it still sounds like it's going up. There's a name for that. Like that's what Cashmere sounds like. First song I remember hearing from Led Zeppelin. The Wonton song that I already mentioned this, I can't remember. You don't like Immigrant Song, and this one sounds exactly like But You Like It, which is just like Tall Cool One and The Hurting Kind on our previous video. Trampled Underfoot. That is, what's it got? Four different CDs or something in it. Okay, broke down into 3 songs because a lot of their songs are long, so they had to do 4 CDs.
Yeah,
Cashmere.
If I didn't say this already.
Cashmere.
Dun, 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 dun. Talk about love, which should be the title.
It's a funky.
Should be Talk About Love, not Trample.
Definitely a very fun. It's a funky start.
Yeah.
Purple. Okay, so here's the one side of a CD: Houses of the Holy, Trampled Underfoot, and Cashmere. That's probably their best CD to listen to if you just want 3 of their songs. Okay, next CD sucks because it's got the one song, and then the last one, which doesn't sound like it, sounded like they were actually trying to remake themselves. Somebody knows piano, right? Who knows piano?
That would be John Paul Jones.
Okay, because you're listening to "Fool in the Rain." It's got the
Yeah, John Paul Jones. John Paul Jones pretty much wrote all the music for the last CD,
Right.
because Jimmy Page at that point was addicted to drugs.
Okay.
And John Bonham was drinking a lot, so John Paul Jones and Robert Plant were getting tight on that album.
So think about that. So it's got that sound, that Jamaican beat, da, 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 and then somebody blows a whistle.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: the Ocean does it too.
A whistle?
No, the Ocean does halfway through the song.
Oh, they stop.
They go to a different
beat.
pattern.
Yeah.
And I believe Fool in the Rain goes back, goes do 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 do,
Right back to the original.
goes back to the beginning.
Right.
The Ocean doesn't. The Ocean goes to that is faster, but it stays on there until the end.
Right. Okay,
And
and
then the
then
2 songs are similar in that way.
That's "Fool in the Rain." Got "All My Love," which might be their only love song, and he doesn't do violins, right? Sounds like a violin. Or is that keyboard?
What song again?
"All of My Love."
Oh my, I would say that's probably a
Keyboard.
synthesizer.
The synthesizer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keyboard synth.
Right. And then In the Evening has like 30 seconds before it goes, In the Evening.
Yeah, that sounds like an orchestra just tuning up.
Yeah. And then, you know, past all the CDs, they put out another song called Hey, Hey, What Can I Say?
That actually, that's the time I heard it. They put it on there, but it was actually released with Immigrant Song.
Okay.
Side B.
Okay, but it wasn't on their
It wasn't on any albums,
albums,
but it
okay.
was on that single.
I got you.
As a record. Yeah, way back when they sold you a single record, a single song on a record, and then you flipped it and you got to hear a different song.
Now, I was reading in various Wikipedia pages, it does say that Jimmy Page did the guitar solo in One Hit to the Body for the Rolling Stones. Now, I watched the video, Jimmy Page ain't in it. And they already got a good, they got a good guitarist, why would they need
Richards,
it?
why would they have to?
Maybe he wrote the song, I don't know. But it said he did the guitar solo, so I don't know how that... John Bonham, like, even though he died, he did leave a legacy because he had a son.
Who plays drums also.
He plays drums, we mentioned he plays with Sammy Hagar. But he did have a band, late 80s, called Bonham. Got a really good song called Wait For You. One of my favorite songs.
Yeah, I remember seeing him on MTV back when I did videos, and he was showing his drum set even.
Oh, yeah, and he in that song, he has that one drum solo part, right? Go check it out. I'm not going to try to imitate it. but I think that was the only song I remember they put out. I don't know why.
Probably.
Yeah, but so he's like older now. Jimmy Page moved on. So we did Robert Plant moving on.
And we don't have this in today's list, but we could have probably added it the first.
Well, we're not going to add it to
Maybe
Led Zeppelin.
Bad Company even has too many hits.
Yes,
even
Bad Company. Well, no, I think I will put Jimmy Page.
Hey, but they had two songs. They really had two songs, and that's three. Satisfaction Guaranteed.
All the King's Horses.
Okay, that one.
And the one that Radioactive.
Radioactive.
Before Imagine Dragons did it.
Yeah, well, that guitar's all over the place, right? It's
yeah,
it's almost that's where Guns N' Roses got Sweet Child of Mine.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I think Sweet Child of Mine was a remake, maybe. Well, I know Sheryl Crow remade.
I'm just saying it's where the guitar notes are going all over the place.
Right.
So
okay, but that was from the Firm group called the Firm. Jimmy Page was in it with Paul Rogers, who is the lead vocalist for Bad Company originally. He also did Page Coverdale.
Yeah,
Coverdale Page.
And you bought that cassette?
I bought that. I like that album. It's again like Led Zeppelin. You listen to it in short spurts. But David Coverdale, if you don't know, came from Whitesnake. So he bounced around. Then he did that one No Quarter with Robert Plant by himself. He was on Robert Plant's album. So Jimmy Page was everywhere. Yardbirds before that. Yeah. Now John Paul Jones. Sounds like a Pope's name, doesn't it?
Yeah. He's got the John, he's got the Paul. There's Pope Paul and Pope John.
Okay, so
I don't think there was a Pope Jones.
No. But so okay, hey, what kind of wacky names does your band have? Well, there's John, Robert, and Jimmy. That's Led Zeppelin. Doesn't sound like a far out there band.
Yeah.
Like, you can go to the Who. What do they have? Roger, Pete, John,
Keith.
and Keith. Yeah, some of these bands, you look at their names, they're like, they're boring. Nerds. But,
our lead singer's name is Huey. Phil. Oh, that Phil, he's a common guy.
You know what else? You know what else Jimmy Page did?
Yeah.
He did the soundtrack for Death Wish 2.
No, okay.
All that he scored the whole movie.
Yeah.
He apparently saw Charles Bronson kick some butt and he wanted to be involved.
I think I remember seeing his name the last time I saw Death Wish 2, which was probably like
I think that's
10 years ago. But
it's the only one he did. Yeah. Is there anything else? Again, I'll go to my note thing because I keep forgetting.
What's the Coda? Coda is the album they put out after
Box set.
After Bonham's death. What was the last album called?
In Through the Outdoors.
In Through the Outdoors.
It's
In Through the
behind
Outdoors.
you
That's
if
what
you
it
need
was.
to read it right
Oh yeah, I guess I could have done that. I even read why they called it that, and it's something like this would be. It would be easier to go through the outdoor than do whatever it was they were going to do. I can't remember what.
You see that all the time. You go to Walmart and it says exit. People are trying to get in it.
Yeah, but the cover has this family sitting at a table and they're looking at this black object on a table. Oh no, that's presents.
That's presents.
That's presents. Okay, never mind. Into the Outdoors, the guy at the bar.
Yeah, that cover is probably another reason that album failed. No way.
But
it says Led Zeppelin.
But I guess the album was sold in a brown paper bag, sort of.
Okay.
Or it was on the cover. It was covered up, and when you bought it, you didn't know it was like People magazine or some magazines put out different covers of the same issue, and you could buy whatever cover you wanted. You could get all 4.
Okay.
So it was like that. I guess they had like 6 different versions of the same image. There's a guy at the bar. Well, one picture is from here, one's from over here. It's from a different view, but they're the same. So you didn't know which cover you were buying. Because you couldn't see it until after you got it.
You know, Presents though, as bad as that cover is, that's not my least favorite.
I'm not talking about it through the outdoor, but yeah.
But going back to the family sitting staring at it,
Yeah.
that's not my least favorite cover though.
Okay.
It's the one with the naked young girls climbing up a mountain. Don't understand that at all.
It was just two. It was a brother and sister that did it, and they just
multiplied it. Why do you have to do that?
When I looked at it, I thought they were just mermaids at first.
Oh, really?
I thought it had a Pirates of the Caribbean vibe from Stranger Tides.
If anything, if it's Houses of the Holy, then maybe they were climbing up a mountain for a child sacrifice.
I don't know.
That's what I would get out of it. Okay, let's go ahead and get to their top 10. Okay, we got a lot of honorable mentions.
Yeah, let's just hear their honorable mentions.
Okay, so just so you know, the next song, which was neither one of us put it in our top 10, but it's the next one with the lowest points, is "Stairway to Heaven." If in case you're wondering, it didn't make it.
Yeah, I told you last week it's probably not going to be our top.
But it was almost. It would have been 11.
Okay.
I lost one, and that was "Misty Mountain Hop." I mentioned that I liked it, like that beginning. You lost "When the Levee Breaks," which probably most people would agree that that's a good song. But it's the same throughout the whole song. He doesn't change it up. And it's long. So I don't like it. and Howard Stern actually was interviewing the drummer for AC/DC, I think, Lars Ulrich. Asked him who's better, Neil Peart or John Bonham, right?
Okay.
And he came up to Neil Peart apparently taught him some things about the drums. So he really didn't want to go against him, but he picked John Bonham. And Howard Stern says, yeah, once I heard "When the Levee Breaks," that's when I knew. I'm like, I hear that song and I don't think good drummer.
Well, that's one where the drums sound great.
Yeah, they do, but they don't do anything else. And then your other one is "Hey, Hey, What Can I Do?" Okay.
I hear that a lot on the radio.
Yes. All right, so here we go with our top 10. Okay, so starting at our number 10, the only song coming from the first 4 albums. And that would be the Immigrant Song.
I knew it was.
Yes, and I don't know why.
How high did you have it?
I had it at 6.
Okay.
You had it at 19. So
yeah.
It does vie for the worst ranked song by one of us that still made the top 10. We'll give it that. And you know what? This is weird that I remember this. I remember working at a place 30 years ago when I heard the Immigrant Song. I'm thinking, why? This reminded me like it should be in a James Bond movie. I'm like, let's do it now. I'm like, no. It was in Shrek though. Shrek 3. Shrek the Third. Okay, next 3 songs. As much as we like the album, the next 3 songs come from Physical Graffiti.
Okay.
So they're low on our list, even though they're all on our list. Okay, and that would be the next one. Would be the one.
Okay.
What?
physical graffiti.
Right.
How can graffiti not be physical? You take the spray can, hey, it's physically there.
Yeah. So if it's not,
I mean, it sounds
What-
cool. Physical graffiti.
if it's
sounds
not physical graffiti, what's the other way it could be?
mental,
Holographic?
I don't know.
Hey, let me spray paint this laser beam. I don't know.
I say something that makes you think of something you don't want to think of. Oh, it's metal graffiti in my mind.
In my brain. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
All right, number 9, the wonton song. Now, is it Chinese? I've had wontons at.
Okay, so our first
Chinese
two
buffet.
songs are
Sound the same.
immigrants and Chinese. So we got
Right. Gotta get those out of the way. By the way, neither one of us had this in the top 10. But like I said, your last song was 19. So
Yeah.
we varied on a lot
Right,
of songs.
Yeah.
But we did agree on the next 8 that they should all be in the top 10. So these are the 2 songs we didn't agree. Both of us had this at 11. So we all both had our top 10. This is our very
He
next
wrote
song.
this after going to the buffet.
Yes, I just said that. It's,
Oh, you did?
actually, is wonton spelled the same?
I'm
Why
assuming.
would you call it?
Did you just have the same joke and I didn't hear?
Yes.
Oh my.
Because you were just talking about something else.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we don't know why it's called the wonton song, but it's cool. It sounds just like the immigrant song, except it's got better drums actually. We do it all. Okay, Trample Underfoot would be the next one. Again, funky beat, number 8.
How else would you trample something?
Trampled Underfoot.
Would you trample something with your hands? I mean,
Yeah.
just
I
saying.
don't know. You critique all these stuff
Yes, I'm gonna
sometimes.
critique all the
All right.
titles.
I have that one at 8. You have it at 9. Third one is Houses of the Holy. Again, 2 of those songs are on that one CD.
Yeah.
The third one we haven't mentioned yet.
Could have shrunk this title down to churches.
Houses of the Holy. If you know what something holy is, yes, but not everybody does. Okay, so I have this one at 4, even though I heard it a lot. I don't know why I put it up that high. You have it at 10. Okay, then the next one comes from Houses of the Holy. We have 2 songs from Houses of the Holy, so it's not the only one. What'd you call it? Yermaker?
Jamaica.
Jamaica. Okay, that's right. I keep forgetting how you pronounce it. I have this at 7. You have it at 6. How many songs do you think start with drums?
There's a lot. There's a lot of songs.
A lot of songs. Okay. So that's one of them. That's most pronounced probably, because it does that. Right. Okay. Next one, The Only Love Song. Coming from In Through the Outdoor. That'd be my next album I bought. After I bought for Physical for Graffiti, I buy In Through the Outdoor. All My Love. Not the last single, so
Not the Beatles, All My Lovin'.
no. You have this one at 4, I have it at 9. Okay, next one up, we're just going to go zip through this because there's nothing to say.
Because we've already said it.
Yeah, we have said
We
it.
talked about every song already.
In Through the Outdoor again, and number 4 would be In the Evening. Both of us have it at number 5. I think this was the last... No, it's not. Why do I keep saying this? I know Fool in the Rain came out in 1980 because I put it on that list I gave you. Okay, In the Evening. Pretty cool song. Next one.
Yeah, I always have it up there with When the Levee Breaks. It's a long song. It's one of the longer songs. Well, you know, they have a lot of long
They do
songs.
have a lot of long songs. Yeah. I would say that there's a reason a lot of these bands that are popular now were not popular at the time.
And I would say, this could be unpopular, maybe anybody listen, watch, here's me say this. Led Zeppelin has the most that I've heard of unlistenable songs. If that makes sense.
No, I would say
There's a lot of songs I'm like fast forward or skip
Yes.
or whatever,
Yes.
depending on what medium you have.
you've got to be in. You have to be
In the mood.
for sure. Okay, so number
For a melody.
3 for their melody for sure. Okay, Houses of the Holy. Number 3 is Dancing Days. You have this at 7. I have it at 3. I would say this one is one of the more pleasant songs to listen
Well,
to.
they said they wrote this song as like a celebration. It's not really that big of a celebration. Dancing Days are here again. I'm like, you're happy. That doesn't sound like it.
not to be confused with Dance Hall Days.
Yes. We haven't done. I don't know if we'll ever do the Kinks.
No.
Oh no, that's not the Kinks. That's
Wayne
Wayne Chung.
All the Kinks say is "Come Dance."
Yeah, I know. I just.
Okay, which we messed up the title last time.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, number 2, coming from In Through the Outdoor, the last single of theirs. Well, the last single from these CDs, anyways. "Fool in the Rain." Both of us have this as their number 2 song. I believe this is their last charted song. They actually had 7 songs that ranked in the top 40. So, for being, probably there's a bipolar amongst people. There's people that
He doesn't
absolutely
actually say "Fool in the Rain" in the song.
No, he
I
doesn't.
believe he says "fool,"
I do.
and I know he talks about rain. I don't ever think he says a "fool in the rain."
Right.
And then I don't know why I always thought "fool in the rain" with a hot dog, because the next song on the album I think is "hot dog." So I'm always thinking of hot dogs, and then "fool in the rain" goes.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think what the last song would be. I don't remember. Well, we haven't said.
What?
Number one. I can't think of what it would be.
You know it. See,
Give me a hint, because I'm like,
spelled wrong. It's also long. It's your favorite.
I know, but why can't I think of? You're not giving me a
From
hint.
Physical Graffiti?
Okay, okay, got it. Okay.
Cashmere. Cashmere is not spelled with a K, right?
Yeah, well, it's not
like
talking about your.
Cashmere, which is a cloth.
This is how many songs they have, is that I couldn't think of.
Now, is Cashmere a place?
That's what I would think. I'm thinking the way it's spelled, it's like someplace in India or something.
James
It's
Bond.
not talking about
James
the.
Bond has been there. There used to be a time
It's not
when-
talking about the sweater material.
As a matter of fact, I think it was a city used in the Pink Panther series. Yeah.
Okay, so if you had cashmere on, you don't want to be a fool in the rain, because I hear that
You're
messes
right.
up the material.
Sure. By the way, he's cute.
I know it is.
Okay, that's his cat. So that's Led Zeppelin. There are a few. I was gonna say if this is the first time we've done it. Robert Plant. So Robert Plant, his stuff was the '80s. I was gonna say this is the first band we did where really he was more popular in the '70s, but when I look at the Eagles, that's probably not true. So Don Henley, although their careers were pretty
No,
good.
we didn't say this initially. You saw how he got in a car accident, and so he was in a wheelchair for a while.
Who?
Robert Plant. He actually hurt his back, so he was doing stuff in a wheelchair for a while.
Before Led Zeppelin or before?
No, this is during Led Zeppelin,
Okay.
like the later half.
Yeah. And okay, people love Led Zeppelin. Okay, so think about if you had the ability to go to Led Zeppelin, would you?
To a concert?
Yes.
If it was just their hits.
Yeah. You're walking out of there.
Yeah, if you're playing
Huge
anything but their
headache.
hits, anything but their hits, I might not.
Leave halfway through it. Or when he's doing his drum solo.
No,
You suck.
they actually did have a concert film
Yeah, that's right.
called "The Song Remains the Same."
Yeah. And it was put out after Physical Graffiti.
Yeah.
So the last 2 albums. were the
And
songs
I
from
caught it on TV. Like I watched like 5
hard to
minutes
watch.
of
Right?
it. Yeah. So
It'd be hard. Were they at Woodstock too?
the film seemed like it.
Yeah, it seems like their type of film. So I don't know if Led Zeppelin was at Woodstock, but
I
would say
don't think they were.
That film was probably hard to watch too.
Woodstock?
Yes.
It's a long one.
Yeah, you need a whole day to watch it. Okay, I forget who's next.
No, they're not. We already did that.
Who's next?
Can't do it.
It's Sting's twin brother. Oh, not really. I don't know that Sting could do the thing with his lip.
No. Who else? Who else can do that thing with their lip?
So
It's Billy Idol.
he doesn't go to dance halls. He dances with himself. So that'll be next week, unless somebody dies.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.